Hey guys, Civilord here, back again with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Batman, the animated series, Target exclusive. Oh, jeez. Mr. J, the Joker, Jack Napier himself, from the Collect-A-Build Lockup Figure Wave. That said, this of course brought to us by the fine folks over at DC Direct and McFarlane Toys, who are going to be fine folks despite the fact that I did have one little snafu with my particular figure, but it's nothing a little glue won't fix. Literally, that's all it was something was misglued. So that is negated from final thoughts, spoiler alert. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, we're going to cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review and take a look, see it all Mr. Napier has to offer in terms of accessories, starting off with the collectible trading card. No, he doesn't come with a little mystery blind bag with a rubber ducky in it like Gordon did for some weird reason, but there you go. It's bio on the back. Long story short, Joker's in the head, and this is how he looked in the Mask of the Phantasm, I believe. So that's pretty cool, or at least towards the beginning. He does have his regular suit later on. But as far as his accessories are concerned, he comes with the ultimate array of hands. So he's got just some C-grip hands. He's got some karate chop hands with no hinges for some reason. They are pretty flat, I guess. We got a pair of trigger finger hands. If you think there's a gun in the box, you're stupid. And then we have a pair of these very tightly clenched, kind of grippy trigger finger hands. All the hands have the same hinges on them. So that is your lot for accessories. You get a hand pack. So it's not like he's lacking in accessories. It's just all hands are not exciting to me at all and take up space in a box. So taking a closer look at Mr. J here. Mr. J, excuse me. So, the first thing I had with this figure that, was kind of janky was the coat. Now, I like the coat. The coat's cool. I used to have a 5-inch figure from Hasbro or Kenner, I forget, where Joker had, the hat and the trench coat. That was really cool. But if I pop his arm up, and move this out the way, you can see that there is some glue on there. There's a little bit of glue overspray. This coat was glued wrong. It was not glued in place, so I had to carefully heat it up and pry it off. I lost a little bit of the tab here and there, but nothing too serious. There's a little spot right here. I might have lost some tab, but at any rate, now I can push this into place here, and A, it freaking plugs in, and B, I can pop his arm down now. Before I couldn't do that because the coat was over here. It was glued all the way over here. You can see his arm is not going down. So now with it over here, his arm goes down, and he will take up a little bit less space on the shelf. I just have to have Mr. Brian, aka the old man, aka my dad, glue that back down with his crazy super glue. That will definitely hold it in place. I have no doubt about that. So that's the only issue I have with this figure. Other than that, I think he's cool. I like the old Joker figure I got that's not wearing the trench coat or the hat, but that one will go with Harley Quinn. I guess this one I will put with the Phantasm. Kind of surprising. Did they even do Harley Quinn in this line yet? A new updated one with better plastic and whatnot? I don't know. But as far as his articulation goes, his head will rotate, bobble up and down. It does not move a ton. Well, I guess it does. It's just his neck was stuck for some reason. But you can see lots of movement out of that. Some people don't care for how the head sits on the neck. It's okay for me. His shoulder will move forward and back, out, back down. He's got a single elbow with rotation. there. He's got a swivel hinge wrists. That said, they don't get a ton of range. He's got a waist twist. That works just fine. Hips will kick forward, down. You can kick out, but the coat's going to hinder it, just like the Commissioner Gordon figure. Single jointed knee, not nearly as bad as Gordon's, but his are a little thinner, so maybe that's why. Then he just has swivel at the foot, so he's a little tricky to stand. I'll be honest, that's probably my only real gripe with this figure, and it's been a thing since the old figure I got, so it's neither here nor there exactly, but you know, a figure should be able to stand, if nothing else, and this guy has a harder time doing it than others, so standing him up to the best of my abilities. And FYI, this coat is not fixed throughout the rest of the review, so his arm will be sticking out. But speaking of which, why don't we move right along and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here is good old Jack Napier, aka the Joker, or Mr. J, as he's commonly referred to on this channel, alongside the other two figures from this collectible lockup wave. We have Edward E. Nigma, aka the Riddler, and Commissioner James Gordon, the papa to the soon-to-be-released Batgirl, Barbara Gordon, in that Maxi Zeus wave. I mean, some people got her before Christmas, but around here, I haven't seen it. But yeah, as I mentioned in James Gordon's video from yesterday, these three scale quite nicely together. And shop at the same store. I mean, they all got the long pants with like the squared front there. Two of them got trench coats, two of them got hats, all three of them got some kind of tie. It's like the men in suits and ties wave. It's very interesting. I think Batman and the lockup collectible figure are the only ones that don't have that kind of attire going on. But getting these two out of here, it's the only time you're ever going to see me excited for characters like that anyways. Usually I'm more into stuff like our two regulars, the Mythic Legions by the Mandibulith, right there, as well as the Mythic Legions. Mythic Legions, yes. That is a Mythic Legions Overlord, you twit. The infamous Elephant Spawn, who, as usual, towers over everyone because he is not a 6-inch scale figure. So, with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and aside from the fact that you get absolutely no weapons for this guy to hold, or any accessories for that matter, you at least get the hands to hold said accessories. So at the end of the day, this guy is essentially a hands pack with a very Mask of the Phantasm inspired Batman animated series version of good old Mr. J. And while I am a bit bummed out that we don't have any weapons, maybe not a gun because, well, Warner Bros., I am still really happy to add this guy to the collection because he is inspired by Mask of the Phantasm, the best DC Universe movie ever. Fight me in the comments if you will. I assure you, you will lose. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, catch you guys later.